The Second Amendment is a fraud? What? All right, guys. My name is Jared. This is Guns and Gadgets, and I bring you everything related to the Second Amendment, whether it's legislation or litigation and everything in between. And these type of things fire me up. The Second Amendment is a fraud. I want to show you all about this, but I want to thank the sponsor of the video, and that's Scheels. Scheels is a sporting goods store that is employee-owned and has 30 different locations, and they're growing. If one isn't near you, then you can shop online at Scheels and buy all kinds of sporting equipment that you can use no matter what type of sporting you love to do. From running to fishing to golf and everything else in between, Scheels has fantastic pricing, phenomenal customer service, and flexible ways to pay. And if you use my link down below, Scheels will give you free shipping on everything except for ammo. I want to thank Scheels for sponsoring this video. And check them out, guys and gals. Link is down below and in the pinned comment. All right, guys, let's jump into this one. This is an opinion piece that I came across over the weekend, and this is some of the things that motivate me. People always ask, like, how do you do it? You know, why do you do it? What keeps you going? And it's the things that the thing that fires me up, like the things that keep my boiler running, are things like this, because this is how a good portion of the country thinks about one of our rights. Check it out. It's called the Second Amendment Fraud, and this was written by Michael Weymouth on May 17th of 23. And Michael wrote, "As gun violence continues unabated in our country, it has become clear that the Republican Party has no intention of doing anything about it, short of offering thoughts and prayers to the victims' families. That and a plethora of useless bromides such as, the only thing to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. The roots of the modern gun debate go back to the 1963 Kennedy assassination, when Democratic Senator Thomas Dodd from Connecticut introduced legislation restricting the sale of mail-order rifles. Shortly thereafter, President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Gun Control Act of 1968, and in 1994, President Bill Clinton signed the assault weapons ban, which lasted 10 years. It was allowed to expire under President George W. Bush. As a result, 20 million assault weapons are now in the hands of American gun owners. It is clear that the Democratic Party has done its best to limit the sales of assault weapons as well as to legislate common sense gun laws, while the Republican Party has done nothing but oppose them. It hasn't always been this way. In fact, two of the icons of the Republican Party actually held opinions about gun control that were diametrically opposed to positions held by today's Republican Party. Chief Justice Warren Burger, a Nixon SCOTUS appointee, said of the Second Amendment, "The gun lobby's interpretation of the Second Amendment is one of the greatest pieces of fraud. I repeat the word fraud on the American people by special interest groups that I have ever seen in my lifetime. The real purpose of the Second Amendment was to ensure that state armies, the militia, would be maintained for the defense of the state. The very language of the Second Amendment refutes any argument that it was intended to guarantee every citizen an unfettered right to any kind of weapon he or she desires." One could hardly imagine that opinion coming from today's Supreme Court, which has adhered to a much narrower interpretation of the Second Amendment. Compare the court's recent ruling that allowed New York citizens to openly carry guns to comments made by President Ronald Reagan in 1967. Quote, "There is absolutely no reason why out on the street today a civilian should be carrying a loaded weapon." Burger's and Reagan's comments beg the question, what happened to the Republican Party? The answer is the NRA and its 5 million members, most of whom vote solid Republican, and, as Burger pointed out, the gun industry's lobby, which contributes millions of dollars to Republican politicians each year. The result is a constant Republican drumbeat that Democrats want to take away all guns. This is total hogwash. See the ATF's gun bans. In the meantime, American children fear going to school, and their parents fear they will never see them again as their kids board the school bus in the morning. Today's Republican Party has a lot to answer for, and hopefully they will wake up to the damage they have done by failing to deal with this important issue. A good start will be for every American voter to condition his or her vote on how committed a candidate is to revisiting the Second Amendment and how it might be amended to better serve and protect the American people. There should be no greater motivation than the fact that there have already been 202 mass shootings in 2023, more than one a day. All right, so obviously it's an opinion piece and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. However, they're not entitled to their own facts. We already, guys, I don't want to get on the soapbox and preach to the choir. We all know that Americans in the founding days, everybody had their own gun and everybody believed that they should have their own gun so that they could defend themselves and others just like they did back in the day. We also know that the opinion of two people doesn't necessarily change the whole country. And there are some Democrats that are pro-gun too, so that destroys that part of this person's argument. This was not done by Republicans. This was done in large part by Democrat policies, which have created target-rich environments, have empowered criminals, which helps them go after the guns because criminals are using guns and they don't follow the law. We've all talked this over in the thousands of videos that I've done over the years, but this is the type of stuff that motivates me because people listen to this, people eat it up, and they regurgitate it. Obviously, this person is a Democrat. Obviously, this person is one of a victim mentality. This is what motivates me. I hope this infuriates you, this opinion piece. I hope it energizes you to fight even harder along with me. You can help me by sharing the words on this channel. Like the video and share it goes a long way. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. There's about 40% of the people who watch this that don't subscribe. And what that would help me do is get closer to that 1 million mark. I'd be really close if everybody who watched subscribed, I'd almost be at 1 million. That would be awesome. And what a better way to show YouTube that the Second Amendment is alive and well by forcing them to give a gold play button to a Second Amendment news channel. That would, maybe one day we'll see that day. But let me know what you guys and gals think about this opinion piece. Obviously, it's a hit piece. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but they're not entitled to their own facts. And yeah, guys and gals, I hope you enjoy the videos I bring forward. My name is Jared, for those of you who are new. And if you're into the Second Amendment, I will bring you everything from litigation to legislation and everything in between, whether it's good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, no matter where it happens. Check us out here. I hope you stick by, hope you subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.